I really want to see the person who threw that friendship bracelet at Kelsea chucked it at Kelsea Ballerini's face while she was performing on stage.
They were just trying to make friends, you know? That's how you make a friend these days. Chuck a bracelet.
Be my friend. In the face. All right. I'm coming home, and I'm starting the timer right now. Coming home today.
From Texas. Thank goodness you're finally coming home. Everyone in California has missed you.
Okay.
And you know what I heard? Texas and Florida, the two places that we're from, is the first place to carry malaria in 20 years. We're spreading
Fantastic.
it. Yeah.
I'm bringing malaria home.
Yep.
I'm also bringing a heat wave home. I understand we're going to have a heat wave this weekend, going to be in triple digits in a lot of areas in Southern California, which is great because the 2 weeks that I've been here in Texas, it's been the worst heat wave Texas have seen in a long time. And now I get to go home to a heat wave. I'm just perpetually sweting. Nonstop.
You're just so hot, David, that it just follows you everywhere.
It was a great trip to, get away from everything. I utilize this trip as kind of like to reset my mind, get some quality time with my parents. And it was fantastic. I was able to focus on, what my priorities are. And now I'm ready to get back to work. It was like a reset. I hit reset on my mind. Do you even have time to make time to reset, to take a break, being a mom and a hard worker and everything you do?
I do my best, but I hear that once you have two babies, it's a whole different ball game. So I'm trying to squeeze as much out of my life as I can before this second baby comes.
Yeah. What do you do? Like, what do you do for Ashley? Like, what's your break?
Napping when I get a chance.
Funny you mentioned napping. They keep arguing about what's the appropriate time, the length of time for a nap. Well, it's time to nap these days. The new study came out. They said do not nap over 40 minutes.
Shoot, I'm screwed then. I love long naps.
You squeeze in that 3 hours, don't you?
No, not that long. I'd say at least an hour. When I can.
Okay. All right. Good. We're about to hit our 2 minutes.
Oh my gosh.
Already.
Whoa.
We got a lot to talk about. We'll continue it on the YouTube channel, Just a Dash in the Morning. Can we briefly hit what happened with Scott Peterson, the officer who was at the Parkland, Florida high school shooting? I don't know if you remember that. 17 people lost their lives.
Oh, yeah. And he got dismissed, right? Let go? No charges.
He was facing 95 years in prison. He's 60 years old, and he was acquitted of all charges. That's a tough one. And, being a parent, you're still a couple of years away from sending Leaf to school.
Yeah.
Have you and Alex even had that discussion yet about, are you going to do public school? Are you concerned?
Yes, we're definitely concerned. I went to public school, and private school is so expensive. So yeah. I don't want him to go to private school just because I can't afford it, really. But I am scared. Yeah, I'm terrified to let him out of my sight, to be honest, because of all the shootings and just even babysitters. Like, no one else has babysat him except for my mom, because it's scary. It's
right. Yeah.
hard to trust somebody that you don't really know.
There's just too many psychopaths out there. And I totally understand what you mean with babysitters. If Taylor and I are ever lucky enough to have kids, cameras all over the house, without question.
Yeah, for sure.
For monitoring reasons for babysitters and perverted reasons.
Oh,
and
yes.
And then as far as school goes, this isn't a new argument. But I still don't understand. There's so many military veterans out there who have that innate want to defend the innocent and the vulnerable, and who have seen combat. I still understand why every school doesn't have an armed veteran there who has experience and can defend kids in the event a psychopath decides to do something horrific.
You're absolutely right. I don't know. There's so many rules that should be in place that aren't, and it is incredibly frustrating.
Yeah, my kids. I gotta check. I know there's a couple schools locally in Southern California that have armed security and they have a gate, and you have to show ID and get wanded down. Go through a metal detector. Parents included before you even get to step foot on the campus. That's the type of school I'm going to send my kids to.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate that we've gotten to this place. I remember the last couple years of high school, they finally put in a metal detector, and it was. I remember thinking back then, like, God, this is where our lives have gotten. Like, we can't even trust each other at school. And here we are many, many years later, and it's just gotten so much worse. But yeah, I would feel the same. I would only want to send my babies to places with very high security. Yeah,
totally. And you brought up a good point about when you and I went to public school. I mean, I was a sophomore in high school when Columbine happened, and I was in Colorado too. I went to high school in Colorado, but when that happened, it was like, you thinking, okay, this could never happen again. This is just so horrific, and these two monsters that did it, that was never happening. Now it's happening, all the time.
All the time. If you Google the numbers, I can't remember what it is, but it's like, I mean, it's sickening and maddening.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Speaking of sickening and maddening, have you heard that?
Let's get happier.
Have you heard that there's a shortage of chili peppers? So, Siracha, the beloved spicy sauce you put on everything, has gone up in price to like $70 to $100.
The only way you can get Siracha is buying it from like a third-party source. And yeah, I went on Amazon to confirm this, and the cheapest I found was $70 for a bottle. Is that not? I'm a type of person who I've damaged my taste buds over the years, so I have to have spice. Oh yeah. I mean, I look for the hottest of the hottest. I need, if I'm not sweating, like I just had breakfast. I had some egg white bites, and I poured some Scorpion Reaper hot sauce all over it, and I started sweating. Like that's my workout for the morning. Wow. I'm burning calories while eating breakfast. So I'm a big fan of Sriracha. I'm never going to spend $70 to $100 for a stupid bottle of Sriracha.
Never.
Insane.
There's so many other great sauces out there that you can substitute for now.
Yeah. I mean, just go to your local grocery. That's what I like to do. I go to any grocery store and I go to where all the hot sauces are, and I experiment. I try new ones.
Yeah, it's fun.
And you're right.
Fun to taste test.
Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. Snoop Dogg.
D-O-double-G. Yeah. He has partnered up with Jack in the Box to open a Jack in the Box Snoop Dogg inspired Jack in the Box. That's cool, huh?
It's a limited time in Inglewood. Yeah, and it's ironic because Snoop Dogg's extracurricular activities, if you will, that inspires people when they partake as well to go to Jack in a Box.
Oh.
So how apropos that these two have teamed up.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody, 90% of the people in the drive-thru line at Jack in a Box are high as heck. Like, you have to be on drugs to want to go get the food that they offer at Jack in a Box. Not that it's not bad, or not that it's bad. I'm just saying you get a burger, fries, 2 tacos for like $4.99 and a large Coke. The only person who's ordering that type of meal is high.
Or somebody who just has a really, really terrible diet, like my fiance.
No, Alex is a stud.
He is, but he has a terrible diet, and it is another very frustrating thing. It's I'm trying to be healthy here, and he goes to fast food places all the time, and I'm like, Jesus, what are you doing?
Damn it! That's how Taylor is too. They both have high metabolisms.
Really? Wow.
I'm assuming Alex has one too if he's eating that and looks the way he does. Fans of Jack in the Box and Snoop Dogg can order from a Snoopified menu, Snizzaks and sides from curlies to jalapenozzle. I can't even pronounce it. To Berserkers, like the D.O. double Jack and Tazy.
Mother cluckers. Yeah. I like it. That's cool.
Well, I will check that out. All right. I got to go pack. I got to get ready.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Well, real quick before you do, a couple things. Did you hear about the 3 NFL players that got suspended this year for their for violating their gambling policy? We were just talking about gambling yesterday.
Oh, I saw that.
Here we are. Your beloved sports. 3 people got suspended.
There's rules in place for a reason, and they violated them. So yeah, they should be suspended. But I don't see a problem with them gambling. I mean, as long as they're not gambling on their own team, why can't they partake?
That's how I feel. What's wrong with a little gambling?
Like Pete Rose has been like banned from going ever into the Hall of Fame. He's the all-time hit leader in baseball. Yet he never gambled against or for him to lose. He always, if he gambled, it was for their team to win. Like he never threw a game. He wasn't. I see nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, I don't either. I really don't either.
Okay.
And do you really have to go, or do you want to talk about Pete Davidson and Bam Margera?
You can throw out Pete Davidson and Bam Margera real quick. Okay,
so Pete Davidson, who is from SNL, not the most attractive looking guy, but is linked to so many gorgeous women. Like Kim
Speak
Kardashian.
for yourself. I think he's beautiful.
You would date Pete Davidson?
That's a personal question.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, he's dated like Ariana Grande, Kate Beckinsale, Kim Kardashian, people like that. He apparently is in rehab right now for PTSD and borderline personality disorder. He got into, I think, a car crash last year.
He was.
Is that what happened?
He was driving with his current model girlfriend, and he hit a fire hydrant, and then continued driving and ran into somebody's house. The family, nobody was injured. They didn't press charges, but shortly after that, he checked himself into rehab, and he's done that every once in a while. He's been very open about his mental health. Yeah. And Pete Davidson has said that, every once in a while I just go in there for like a reset.
That's like you going to Texas and seeing your family. That's his reset. Right. He must not have family.
He acknowledges that he has mental problems. His mental health, he needs to take care of it often, and good for him for doing it. On the other hand, Bam Margera is somebody who does not care.
Yeah. He's all over the place, huh? What's going on with him?
Is he in Vegas? Because I know he checked himself early out of detox, and he just took off to Vegas, and he's just a mess.
Yes. I don't know what the updated news is on that, but yeah, I did hear he left rehab early to go to Vegas.
Yeah, it's sad. I mean, and then also in the headlines with him, it came out that he held a knife to his wife's throat, and it's going on. You can use mental illness for so many different things, but when you start becoming a punk and a monster of a human,
right?
That's a different issue.
Yes. So we give it up to Pete Davidson for at least admitting that he's got some stuff going on and trying to get better, right?
Yeah, and taking care of himself, as everybody should.
Absolutely.
All right. Now I'm going to go pack.
That's it for this wonderful Friday, and we can't wait to see you back in Cali.
Wow, can't wait. Make sure it's triple digits by the time I land. I just want to continue. I want to leave Texas drenched in sweat and land in California drenched in sweat, okay?
We got you covered. Don't you worry.
God bless you.